I'm at the Bahen Center for Information Technology, the center hub for computer science students and engineering students at the University of Toronto. And today we're going to ask UofT students what they wish they knew before coming to college.
But I didn't realize it would be this demanding. That may work in high school, it doesn't work now.
Timetable just a bit too colorful.
Don't let Reddit scare you.
I started here, I'm gonna try to finish here.
This video is one that I've wanted to do for a while, beginning with my roots as a software engineer at UofT. When I first decided to enter college for computer science, I had no coding experience and honestly just had no clue what to expect from college. And at the end of the day, there really is no better way than to ask current students who are going through it right now. So with that said, let's go find some students.
So far from the ground, can you see me now? See me now. When I fall back down, will you be around?
See, I've done this a few times already, but I'm still petrified right now. Oh my god. What's it like inside your mind? Oh, Target. Excuse me. Nope, that's okay. That's okay. This is why I'm scared, man. So just some basic introductions. What's your name, what year are you in, and what program are you studying?
So my name is Yufeng. My name is DJ Cordero Larson.
I'm Matthew.
Alyssa Loshkin.
Hi, I'm Suju.
My name is Inji.
Haroon.
I'm Hojin Kim, third year industrial engineering.
Computer engineer. Computer science.
Second year chemical engineer student.
I'm first year.
2T6. I'm studying engineering science here.
Third year engineering science student.
ECE.
Aerospace science, so engineering science.
And I'm in my fourth year. I just completed my PY.
Awesome. We'll start with some basic questions. What do you guys like about your program?
I like how...
If anything.
like how in-depth everything is and how the math and all the stuff that we learn can be transferred into real-world applications.
Probably mostly the problem solving, also that self-fulfillment where I get to solve this problem and it works, this piece of code works.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm also in computer science, so for me it's all about that, not so much the math part. No.
The professors, I think the professors have always been really good and they're very interesting people. So go to office hours and learn about them.
I think CS here is great. It's pretty easy, to be honest.
Yeah, and then there's a really good community in engineering, so that's great.
You hear horror stories in Rodman and Artside about people faking notes and all that, but here in engineering I think everyone's all in it together.
For me, I'm in CS, I'm not in Eng, and that's something that we're kind of envious about. We don't have a tight community like you guys.
It's so broad, you can really do anything in ECE. There's a lot of opportunity to explore and choose your courses in third year and fourth year, so that's nice.
So we have some hands-on courses, so the circuits course and the design course, ECE 241. It's a really good course. So, yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to 241.
For chemical engineering specifically, you get a lot of hands-on experience in the lab. You get the practical experience you need for future jobs, and you also get to work with chemicals or stuff that you wouldn't be able to use outside of the classroom. And it's also really good just building friendships with lab partners and meeting new people. So that's great.
Awesome. Recently, I've been getting really into iced matcha lattes, and I'm lactose intolerant, so I would always get lactose-free milk. Today, they didn't have lactose-free milk, so I was a bit of a conundrum. I'm do I just take it? I feel good. We interviewed the first few people. They were pretty chill people. Well, after getting rejected a few times. Yeah, on to more people. So for my next question, you guys don't have to hold back if you don't want to. Flip side of that, what haven't you been enjoying about the program?
Where do I start?
Program.
The math.
Hardware stuff. I had to take CSC 258 last year.
Oh yeah. That's the one with circuits and whatnot, right? Do they also make you code in assembly? Terrible.
I hate
that at UofT
Hate's a strong word, man.
despise at UofT CS that it's very academia based, where we have to learn a lot of theory.
Obvious answer is the workload.
It's a lot to do, especially since it's only been, even 3 weeks of school.
Yeah.
There's been so many assignments and quizzes, and it's a lot to stay on top of.
So this semester I have 7 courses. The workload is just really high, which is, I guess, what you expect for engineering.
Pretty much I'm paying these guys to do a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I come home after this 5 and I'm doing more work, which is not very fun. Timetable is just a bit too colorful for me.
A lot of the professors, they really don't realize that we have so much work to do in such a short amount of time. Like, we're putting 10 years worth of math and physics into a 4-year curriculum.
If you mess up one day, by mess up I mean like fall behind, that's gonna get you like the whole semester.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate yourself. So just try to get stuff done early, but I know that you can't really do that. So just try to enjoy being an ECE.
Okay, awesome.
Those who go into it just for the money, like, not saying I'm not going into it for the money.
It's very rare for you to connect with the proof. In my case, getting recommendation letters, too many students here.
I think more flexibility on what courses you can take in second year. I know some people they prefer software, and some other people like electrical engineering more.
Yeah.
So they're kind of frustrated because you have to take those courses.
The late nights, studying at Bahen till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Those nights are tough.
So, something I realized after coming to university, you can kind of just walk into any classroom you want, right? If all you're after is education and you want to learn, you can realistically walk into any class you want and just sit and lecture. Because it's not like high school, they don't take attendance. I kind of want to just try that out. Let's just try to walk into a random classroom, yeah? Pretend like we go to school. No, okay, I do go to school here. There were too many people. This is a question I'm trying to ask everyone around here. What's something that you wish you knew before coming to college? So something that you would have liked to tell your high school self.
I thought I knew a lot back in high school. After coming to UofT, that perspective immediately changed with math, especially.
Was it Math 137?
It was Math 137. Proofs.
Basically humble yourself a little bit.
You have to be able to know when to do your work and how much time to apportion to it. I was one of those kids in high school who didn't pay attention in class, and then the last few days before the test would just cram everything in. That may work in high school, it doesn't work now.
I wish I fixed my procrastination problem.
I think a lot of it is just learning how to manage your time.
My management skills, because starting out, I was more oh, I have an assignment due today, I have plenty of time. Now it's no, I have an assignment due in a month, I better start right now.
Right.
Keeping lists of stuff you need to do and stuff like that.
To save money.
Yeah.
Because your high school money is just becomes your university money. So if you save money now, you'll have more money then,
Learn how to cook. Yeah, learn how to live in a sense, because I think going in, most of us are pretty dependent on our parents.
Learning by yourself. So in high school, you're kind of handheld for a lot of things. In college, you have to learn by yourself. And not always the professors are a lot of them are trying to help you, but sometimes you have to learn the material by yourself.
Right.
And sometimes there are questions on the exam that are not even, I don't even know where they got that from, but yeah, so you gotta learn by yourself. Yeah, you need to learn the skill of learning.
Okay. Hearing a lot of trauma from that answer.
So I tell myself to find a study group as fast as possible, because you need people to support you in engineering.
Say reconsider going into the engineering because it's really stressful.
If you were to not go into engineering, what would you have wanted to go into?
I'll consider a program in the arts and science, maybe math or
computer science.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely do your research on your universities and programs. That's something I kind of wish I did more of, because UofT, I know it's a really demanding school, but I didn't realize it would be this demanding. So if that's not your style, then definitely look into other schools.
I recommend living on dorms. I think that is the easiest way to make friends and really make your college experience much better.
I actually really agree with that one. This is only if you have the luxury of being in a space where you can choose, you're 50-50. Always choose res if you can.
Yeah, I basically agree. Res is It's way cheaper, first of all.
Going around campus, I will suggest coming here earlier for a week to explore first, because it's really easy to get lost.
I used to rate my professor to check out before the course started which profs are better, so that I can either switch section or directly not taking the course.
It's important to have fun, and it's also really important to put your mental health first, especially with the community at UT. And because the competition is so high, I feel like a lot of students neglect their mental health just because they have to keep up, and they feel like they do have to keep up.
Coming from high school, I didn't really focus on my mental health, and I feel like being part of a program that's really academically challenging, not considering the fact that mental health actually plays a big role in my academic success, is something I wish I knew.
So like on that note of like mental health that the girl was talking about, something that I realized was really important for myself, I had to not be like studying all the time. When I got into a phase where I was just doing work, just doing assignments, I started getting in my head a lot. So what's really helpful with me is just like sports, going to drop-ins, going to intramurals, even like 1 hour a day. That's a tip that I have. If you can find some time to like just do something. So for me, yeah, if I'm able to exercise, it clears my head up. I feel a lot better about doing work. But maybe if that's like art for you, or like, I want to say Netflix, but I don't want to be responsible for anything. Just like do something that's not just work, you know? I think that would help a lot. All right. We've hit a lot of people in this building in Bahen. So there's actually another pretty CS engineering focused building that's across the street. And I actually like that building more. It's more modern and whatnot. So we're gonna head over there now. Find some people to interview. Of course, my cameraman wasn't filming. How many times has this happened? Fun facts. Myhal has a second cup that opened. Coffee shop, can get your coffee. Also MedSci. MedSci has a Tim Hortons that reopened up, which is kind of cool. Myhal Center for Engineering, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship. Like engineering as a whole gets a lot of slack for not really having a social life. Hard to balance that with all your work. What has your experience been like in that aspect?
I mean, like with any program, you still need to put the due amount of work into it. But yeah, nah, I got friends. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'd say it's more social than other programs because like you spend a lot of time with your friends and you're in the same cohort and everything. You study together with them, you like help each other out. Like
the Bahen until 4 a.m. vibes, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean,
I will use the one word that's boring. Sorry, but that's true. Yeah, it's definitely different from the high school.
There are times you get to go socialize. Like tomorrow I'm going to like a condo party, which is pretty good. Other times you will have to study at Bahen till 3 or 4 in the morning. So I feel like it's just important to find that balance. Like it's not that it's non-existent. It's there, but you just gotta like balance things out.
Honestly, every time I focused on my social life, my academic success has been better. A balanced life is something that you really have to learn in university, because without it, you'll get really burnt out and drained really fast if you don't take those breaks.
So, last weekend I went to this hackathon in Waterloo. Shout out Hack the North. It was like a lot of fun. I had this really cool interaction. This girl came up to me and she was like, hey, like I've watched your videos, I recognize you. And you influenced me to come to UofT over Waterloo. And I was like, shoot, that's really cool. So that was like a really sweet interaction. Yeah, I was kind of rattled because like that usually doesn't happen. So I forgot to get her name, which like I'm really bummed out about. UofT Hackathon Girl. If you're watching this, drop your name down in the comments because I want to just have a mental note. I want to thank you. Do you have any like life hacks that you've picked up as a student just for being a student or being at UofT?
Life hacks? I like joining clubs and meeting new people. It's not really about study, it's about like your life and work and study, right?
At least for me in high school, when I joined clubs, there's a lot about joining things that would make my resume look better. But now I feel like in university, I'm just joining clubs that actually just make me happy. And
I'd say I've become a pro Googler. A lot of times when you ask things on like Piazza to your instructors and stuff, it takes a while. I found the best way to do things is just Google them. A lot of resources out there. It's free. You don't have to wait.
I agree with that. We really like Google on this channel.
Being able to plan for midterms and laying down a plan of when you're going to study is really important. Once you get around midterm season, it's so easy to fall behind. So being able to plan out, okay, this is my deadline, this is what I'm going to do each day.
Actually, I think I do have a life hack for Eng. Skip lectures, honestly. Real advice, because like I feel like some of the lectures, especially if you don't like the prof or you don't think like the lecture is really benefiting you, then I don't see a point in going. I know friends who just read the textbook and they're doing perfectly fine. Right. Like I don't think people should be compelled into going to lectures for the sake of saying, oh, I didn't like skip any lectures, you know?
I agree with that. Like It's not being a bad student or a lazy student. It's being like an efficient and effective. Yeah. What? Hi, what's going on over here?
So we have a launch of our new chocolate bar, so we're giving away them for free to celebrate.
Oh.
And the line's very short right now, so if you have some, like, 10 minutes, get in line.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Do you want to? Anyways, that's the second cup. Kind of cool, kind of nice. Okay, last question before I let you guys go. Do you guys regret choosing UofT?
That's a very good question. Absolutely not. Okay. I knew since the beginning I wanted to come here for this program, and I'm very pleased so far.
That's awesome to hear.
No regrets at all. Some of the equipments that we're using in the labs, not a lot of universities in the world have access to them. Like, we have equipment that are like industry standard, which universities don't really do. And we have like really good profs, like world-class profs. And usually, yeah.
Some days I really do. Even just talking to other people who go to different universities like Western, Queens, seeing their homework compared to ours, it really sucks comparing it. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is a really good school, really good opportunities. Even when it doesn't feel like it, it's a really good education. And I started here, I'm going to try to finish here.
Well said.
Don't let Reddit scare you. Reddit is a wild place, you know.
Right.
But take it from a UofT student. It's a great place. Right. It's a great place.
No, I don't regret choosing UofT. UofT's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Because Waterloo stinks.
That was a lot of people that we talked to. I'm actually kind of surprised by the turnout of the answers. I would have thought a lot of CS and Eng students are, you know, kind of miserable. And like, you did have some of those answers, like engineering kids are buried with work, you know, hard to juggle your time. But overall, everyone seemed pretty content. Most of the people who I asked if they regretted going to UofT, none of them really did. That's kind of the same like opinion that I have. UofT can be kind of a cutthroat school. You know, you have work, but every school has work. At the end of the day, it's like pretty worth it. I think some things that I didn't think about that people brought up, like mental health, making sure you're taking a break, making sure you learn how to cook. Those are all really important things. And just another note, like for myself, I actually do really like just talking to people on campus. It's really cool. I've probably gotten rejected like 50 times today, but the other 50% who didn't reject me, it's really cool just interacting with students like I never would have interacted with. It's all lighthearted. So I'm gonna try to see if we can keep doing this, but I would love to do this for like business, you know, head into Rotman building at UofT. Love to do this with MedSci. Other than that, yeah. Ciao.
So far from the ground. Can you see me now? See me now.
Well, thank you so much for your time, man. All right, take it easy.